That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 6 after 11 o'clock. It is 10 degrees, struggling to make the weatherman's 15 degrees today, to be very, very honest with you. And, well, you know, I kind of predicted 18 degrees, so believe me, I'm a little worried right now. But I don't think it's going to get to the 20 that Barbara in the breakfast show this morning predicted. But there's still plenty of day to go. So we'll see what happens. It is Tuesday, August the 11th. And, of course, all those years ago, George Harrison from the Beatles, great old classic, that one. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and I'm absolutely excited because Dear Father is joining us live. It looks like he's on the road right now, but he's joining us live right after this. And off the album, and you're going to love this, really. Go to Bandcamp, type in, yes, Artist in Isolation, you know it by now. You have a look for Dear Father. Here's Try off that album. So what's your friend's name there, Ted?
His name's Albert.
Albert. Nice to meet you, Albert.
This is nice. I'm wearing headphones so you can't hear you, but
yeah, of course.
This is nice to meet you. Oh.
Nice to meet you. Gosh, you were brought up in Germany.
Yeah, I was brought up in Germany. Yeah.
Okay, so what made you leave Germany and go to Canada?
Oh, well, I guess like my family was moving to Canada, so I didn't really have a choice.
Fair enough. How old were you when you
kind of just kidnapped me?
Yeah, I get it. How old were you?
9.
9. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Not a lot of say in the family vote in those ages, eh?
No, not when you're 9.
No, believe me. I remember when I was 9, I didn't have a lot of say in a hell of a lot of anything. Anyway, let's go to the
desk. Eat your vegetables and go to bed, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and try and do it safely without a kick in the bum too. I was just one of those kids, believe me. I got regular kicks. Let's go to the desk.
Still got a long way to go. Things are gonna get better. Things are gonna get better. Things are gonna get better if you try. 107
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and for those of you that are watching us this morning live on Facebook, got to thank you for joining us. Now, if you're going to be watching it a little later on YouTube, you know what to do, right? Hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, have a tinkle with that little bell thing for notifications as well. Absolutely love you guys. Do it right now. Go on, dare you. Go and find one. No, actually stay there. Watch this, because this is fascinating. It really, really is. We're talking to Ted Kim, a.k.a. Dear Father. Now, I have here Chilliwack, but believe me, he's on the road right now. We'll find out where the mysterious places he's landed, because believe me, it's looking fascinating at the background there anyway. And absolutely elated to meet you, sir, because believe me, we've just played Try, Dear Father, and tell me a little bit about it, because our audience has been listening to this off the album Artist in Isolation. So, how did this come around?
The song?
Yeah. Tell me all about it. Where did the lyrics come from? And then walk me through how you put it on Sonny Race's album.
So, I actually, I wrote the song. It was just kind of like an exercise, because I just, I just write. I sit down like once a day and try to write a song, and I was having some writer's block, and I made a Facebook status, and I was like, what should I write a song about? And somebody was like, oh, you should write a song about living in your car. And then it just came to me, like I just wrote it, And then I recorded it because I've been getting more into like the production side of things. So kind of as practice, I recorded it, and then Sonny at that point, the pandemic had just hit, and he wanted to create a album that it was supposed to be called Locally Grown, and it just supposed to be a bunch of artists. And I had a meeting with him maybe a month or two prior to that, and about releasing, or I guess more just like release strategies on what a local album like that would look like. And he kind of pitched it to me at that point, and then I came to him once the pandemic was kind of in full swing, and I was like, if there's ever a time when artists are gonna need something like a compilation album, I think it's like now is the perfect time to do it. And so then he needed like more musicians, and so since we were already talking, and I had this one song already kind of ready to go, so I just sent it to him, and he mixed and mastered it, and then yeah.
You know, some of the best songs in the world are done vicariously in a couple of minutes. You know what I mean? And I think this one literally has longevity. I really, really do. Thank you. Got to give a big shout out to Sonny Rosa and Marcy at the same time from Rosewood Studios, formerly Yellow House Studios, formerly Yellow House. Of course, the Artists in Isolation came out on the Yellow House Studios. Now they've rebranded, gone into Rosewood Studios, and believe me, I would love to be camping with those guys right now, to be very honest. Just don't know if you got sandflies over there, though.
Sandflies? Not that I know of.
That's good.
I've never heard of. Do we have sandflies? No, I don't think we've got sandflies.
Okay, no, that's good, because we here in New Zealand, we do. They're little flying things that bite you, you know, like, yeah. Don't like them at all, to be very honest, but if that's the worst we've got to offer in New Zealand, hey, we'll take it, right?
Of course, yeah.
I mean, the other day I was watching something on the interwebby thing, and it says in Saskatchewan, the direwolf is back. This is a mighty big dog, to be honest. I don't think I'd like to run into one of those in the bush in the middle of the night.
Oh boy, you said a deer wolf?
A direwolf, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I haven't heard of that animal.
Research. Believe me, evil dog. Really.
Oh, man.
It's something that died out about 9,000 years ago. It really did exist. Huge, big dog. They really, really were. And yeah. And coming from Europe, I'm sure you should recognise it, actually, because I think that's where it originated, was around that area. So believe me.
Oh really?
Yeah, and they found one.
Yeah, I haven't ever heard of it.
Yeah, well, they had one filmed, would you believe, in Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan again. This is where the Bigfoot is. So why not a big dog as well? You know, got to have a pet for the monkey, don't you think?
Yeah.
You really do. Now tell me something, Ted, aka Dear Father. Where did the name Dear Father come from?
I've had kind of a pretty strained relationship with my father, and so it was just kind of, I guess, just paying homage to that.
Okay, I get that. You know, it was kind of, for me, I'm going, this is a young father. I'm going to struggle calling him father. I really am. But
no. I think the other thing is that it's very hard to come up with a name that's unique, and so this was one of the names that I came up with, and the only other band at that point that had this name was some band from Mexico that disbanded at that point. So then I was like, hey, you know what? It's a name, nobody has it, and
exactly, yeah. It's up for grabs, believe me. But I got to be honest with you. I struggled as a young fella calling the local priest father as well, you know what I mean? So no worries there. And in fact, I didn't even call my own father, I just called him Dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So father was one of those names. But I went to Catholic church, I've got to be honest with you. Well, only for a little while, they kicked me out. They did. They did. They deemed me incorrigible when I was younger. They really, really did. But I'm not going to tell you on air what happened there and why. But believe me, I deserved it. I really did. You know, it was hard to find where I belonged. You know, tell me, dear Father, where do I belong? Tell me about that.
Well, that song, I kind of wrote it up. It's how do I explain this? It's more of like I'm pretty insecure with change, and so last year, moving, I was living in Toronto for all of last year, and kind of moving to a place that's brand new is pretty overwhelming. And then also, like, you're always like, you're gonna ask yourself, like, oh, am I gonna fit in? Are things gonna work out? Or is this a really big mistake? And but then it's also, I guess, that song, one thing that's always helped me a lot is nature and being around nature. And it was really nice being in a completely different environment, because as you know, Vancouver, BC is all about mountains. Toronto really doesn't have anything like that, so the weather there is completely different as well. Can't go outside in the summer, you can't go outside in the winter because it's too hot or too cold, and yeah.
You know,
so I guess in a nutshell, that's what the song is about.
I got to agree with you. I really, really do. Now, I've been to Canada a number of times. Well, actually, the last time I was there for the Olympics way back in the day at Ottawa.
Oh, in 2010?
Yes, way back then.
Nice.
And well, I was actually one of the volunteers that went with the Special Olympians for the Special Olympics.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, so believe me, I've had a lot of work to do with that kind of side of it. And love Canada. I really, really do. I've had a good look around Canada and all sorts of places and found myself in all sorts of situations. But I can understand what you're saying. I kind of liken that to, well, the first day of a new year at a school is coming up. You know, we're going into a new class. How are we going to work this one? Are we going to fit in? Is going to be new students? Am I going to have to get to know everything like that, if you know what I mean? So that can lead to a little bit of anxiety. I got to be honest with you.
Of course, yeah.
So I understand what you're saying there. I really, really do. So without further ado, you're right. Oh, by the way, 64 countries, 92 cities are joining us live right now around the world.
Oh, nice.
And including Kipwe, down in Zambia. Yeah, they joined in.
Wow.
Hot as. So here at Galaxy is Dear Father, and where do I belong? How you feeling, Ted? You okay?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Doing great.
You haven't contemplated that drink yet? Okay, fair enough.
Well, I probably still have to do a little bit of driving, so...
Nice,
no drinks
nice.
yet.
Show me your tattoos. I'm a big tattoo fan.
That was probably my first one. Well, that's my first real one.
Uh-huh.
And then this was my first real one, which is like a stick and poke.
Okay.
Of a skateboard.
Of a skateboard, yeah.
Then I've got that one. It's like a heart skull.
Okay.
And then this one, which I don't know if you can read that, but
Dear Father.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah,
Got
there
it,
you go.
got it. So you're not into colour, just shading?
Pardon me?
You're not into colour, just shading?
Yeah, just shading. I think it's more timeless, and then I'm also colorblind, so.
Oh, well, that's okay. If we need to find the enemy under false coverings, we'll get you in, because they always change colour. They don't mix in. Now, at the same time, the reason why I was asking actually about your tattoos is I actually have a few friends around the world that are tattoo dermatologists, would you call them that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, tattoo artists, you know what I mean? Especially one lovely lady who's currently the lead singer of a band in Norway called Viking Queen. And
Oh, cool.
yeah, believe me, very talented lady. Not only as far as singing goes, but her artwork is superb. It really is. And when she comes to New Zealand, I'm going to rig it up so that she gives us a few tattoos. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea. Unfortunately, right now, we're not allowed to bring anybody into the country.
Of course, but you guys are doing really well with COVID.
Well, actually, World Health Organization this morning in the news says global exemplar. New Zealand's success fighting COVID-19 is heralded by the World Health Organization. So we're leading the way right now, literally.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to come up with a cure first, the vaccine first. I really do. Our scientists are, well, just 2 steps more intelligent than I am, I think. And there's a lot of steps there. Anyway, let's go back to the desk, my friend.
Yeah.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and Where Do I Belong? What a great track that is, coming from the band Dear Father. 23 after 11 o'clock, it is 10 degrees. Yeah, struggling to get to the weatherman's 15 degrees today. Absolutely crawling along to try and get to 18. I don't think it's going to happen actually, but I really don't feel that it's going to get to 20 degrees like my co-host in the breakfast show this morning proclaimed. Yeah, it's been that way. She's going to stay there all week. We'll see. We'll see. You never know. I might be in a winner's circle. Yep, it's a little competition that we have, isn't it, Barbara?
It is.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Coming out of Bremen, Germany, and brought up in Germany until the age of 9. Now, well, he's landed in Canada starting. We first heard of you, of course, through Rosewood Studios. Sonny introduced us to you, and you were on the Artist in Isolation. And believe me, the whole album is absolutely stunning, with artists much like Dear Father. Believe me, 9 artists, $9.99 Canadian money. That's what, about $13.50, something like that in New Zealand money. Can't go wrong. Go and have a look on Bandcamp, type in Artist in Isolation, go and buy the album. Go and do it, literally, because believe me, 100% of the money goes to the artist. It doesn't come to us in promotions, doesn't go to Rosewood Studios or Yellow House Studios. 100% goes to the artist. Go and check it out, please. And Volume 2, September 1, coming out. It is absolutely stunning. If you like number 1, you will love number 2. We're even on, our logo's actually on the CD this time around, which is really fascinating. Got to give love, of course, to Marcy and Sonny Rosa out of Rosewood Studios. Now, Dear Father, Ted Kimmer is joining us, and it's an absolute pleasure to be catching up with a talented young man, much like yourself. Now, you started out in your music career playing drums.
Yeah.
Interesting. Was it something stemming back from the days in Germany? You know, did you play the pots in Mum's kitchen?
Not quite like that. No, I was in middle school band and I played trumpet. And then after, in high school, I didn't actually end up doing music in high school for a number of reasons. I really wasn't actually that interested in it at that point. And then in high school at some point, I started playing, the game Rock Band?
Yep.
Yeah, so I was really good at the drums, and then I had a couple friends that were starting a band, and so my one friend was like, oh, I'm gonna play guitar, and the other friend was like, oh, I already play bass, so, and then I was like, I'm really good at drums on Rock Band, so I can try drums.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Absolutely.
And then I started to get into a guitar because you can't always play drums at every hour of the day, and I wanted to keep being creative, and so I started to write music and play guitar.
So everything you're telling me is that you're a self-taught artist.
Yeah. Essentially, yeah.
That is worth all the credit in the world. It really, really is. It's not easy to be able to teach yourself something, let alone master it, now become a success at it. And believe me, I think you're going to be cracking it no time at all, believe me. And there's going to be bigger fish picking up on you very, very shortly. And at the same time, while we're talking, are you signed yet? Have you been signed to a label yet?
I'm not signed to a label. I do have a friend that he's my publicist, but he's kind of almost like my manager because I run everything by him. And his name's Rob. He's the gentleman that he co-produced Away From Home, like the record with me, and then he also recorded and mixed and mastered all the tracks. So.
Okay, well, I tell you what, maybe once we've finished this, I've got a little something I wouldn't mind talking to you off air about, and maybe we can set up a meeting for not only you, but for Rob as well, because I have somebody in the UK that would like to talk to you. And believe me, I don't introduce just anybody to this man, literally. But I do feel that, Ted, you do have a future in the business, and
thank you.
Maybe if we can help, you might consider it. Would you talk to me about that afterwards?
Of course.
Nice. Love it.
Never turn that down.
Love it, love it, love it, because believe me, it could be opportunity. You never know. Knocking on your door right now. In the meantime, 5,569,000 are joining us live for this interview, so, but it's only you and me, right?
Yeah, it's only you and me.
Yeah, the rest, they're all boys. What I call my audio audience, we don't actually call them fans, we don't call them listeners, we call them our audio audience because it makes them, they're all part of our family here at Galaxy, and getting an interview with me here at Galaxy, you too become a member of the family. Don't know whether we congratulate you and feel sorry for you, actually, but believe me, for me it is an
that's a good thing.
well, I got to be honest, for me it's an absolute pleasure to be able to talk to somebody of your caliber. It really, really is, and believe me, I talk to a lot of artists, but there's only every now and again you find somebody you think, this guy's going to make it. You know what I mean?
I really appreciate that.
Well,
it's hard to be confident all the time, and so that means a lot to me.
it's not an easy road, believe me. I've been a musician myself. Almost 40 years as an engineer, both studio and front of house engineer. I've worked with some of the best bands in the world, literally. Toured around the world with some of them, and almost got arrested in a number of countries as well. You know, it happens. But you know, as an engineer, you see, I don't listen to music as a fan would. I listen to it as an engineer would. Much like Tony Rosa, for instance, you break it down, you work out the increments behind it, and you see where it's going. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Every track. And believe me, when I get the music, I know nothing about the artist in any way, shape or form. It actually comes in a little Bluetoothy thing that I Bluetooth, like a USB device that I Bluetooth to my stereo. And, I go driving in my car. 2 reasons. First reason is, nobody can influence me on whether or not I want to do the interview. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Second reason is, nobody else wants to drive with me. And that's the
I'm
truth.
glad I have a driving partner.
Oh, believe me, everybody seems to think that going sideways is not normal.
But you like rear-wheel drive vehicles, eh?
I love just going sideways. Gotta be honest with you. At high speeds as well. You know, where we are right now, we're in between three major cities here in the North Island of New Zealand. Let me give you a little coverage of New Zealand. Right down the very bottom, little island all by itself called Stewart Island. Then whoever named New Zealand ran out of an original thought and went South Island. And North Island, yeah, it was like, what, they get a name, we don't? That's unfair.
So you're on South Island?
No, we're in the north.
Oh, okay.
We're the bigger one, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like a fish, to be honest with you. The one in the middle, the South Island, kind of looks like a boat. This is the marriage tradition, the indigenous folks of New Zealand being the marriage. They say that Maui fished up New Zealand, if you know what I mean. So nice to involve a little bit of tradition for a change. I've got to be honest with you. Now, talking of New Zealand, right now, it's a surreal time, don't you think, Ted, with the COVID virus thing going on at the moment and the pandemics, and it's just crazy, don't you think?
Definitely probably going to be one of the strangest things that we experience in our lifetime. I hope it doesn't get any worse than this.
Well, you never know. I mean, the world total is over 20 million right now.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's a lot of lives. That's a lot. No matter how you count that up, that's a lot of lives. You know what I mean? And to be honest, well, every 300 years apparently, there's something like this, the Great Plague, the Black Death, and all these sort of things.
Yeah.
Over time in history, let's hope that it's not going to be around for too much longer. And in 300 years' time, well, I don't think I'm going to be around. Maybe a week or two just short of that, but I don't think I'm going to be around when that next one hits, to be honest. So, right now, we can't bring anybody into the country. Now, Barbara is the manager of Aurora Entertainments, and we do bring bands into the country, and
of course,
put them on shows up and down the countryside, do all sorts of things, have a bit of fun as well. Would you consider, once this is all said and done, coming to New Zealand and playing in front of New Zealand audiences?
Oh, 100%.
I like that, I really, really do. But I did say to you, you see, we're kind of crazy here in New Zealand.
Crazy or real?
Real crazy. How's that?
Real crazy.
We're completely off the hook, to be honest with you. But, we do some things that not only involve tradition, but a lot of fun. In New Zealand, we don't like to do a lot of work. We don't mind covering the bills, if you know what I mean. But we like to have a bit of fun while we're doing it. If you come to New Zealand and play, and I'm thinking maybe about, 5 shows. Well, actually, we are looking at doing a couple of festivals, and maybe we can get you into those ones instead. Bigger crowds, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds really great.
Rather than doing about 5 shows here in New Zealand. But at the same time, I can see that we could possibly squeeze you into a few shows over in Australia as well. Now it makes it worthwhile, you know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
Absolutely. So I'm thinking maybe about 4 or 5 festivals over there, maybe 8 shows, if not the festivals, and we'll work something out to get you there. But as I said, we're a little crazy. Now, have you ever heard of a hoo-hoo grub?
A hoo-hoo grab?
Grub.
Grub, no.
Okay, you got the first part right, which is really unusual because Canadians never get the hoo-hoo bit and always get the grub. But anyway.
I'm from Germany, so that's why.
There you go. It had to be.
Yeah.
Shows the level of intelligence of the man. It really does. Now, you've heard of a caterpillar, right?
Of course.
Okay, well, this is a caterpillar on steroids. Literally, it's like a double-decker bus to a mini. It's big. It's white. Got a black head. Now what you do, and this is a traditional delicacy by the indigenous folks here in New Zealand called the Maori, is you put the live body in your mouth, rip off the head. Don't eat the head. It's yucky. But when you crunch down on the body, It tastes like creamy peanut butter.
What?
It does. Seriously, it really does. Now, I will make sure that Barbara sends you the instructional videos of everything we talk about, just to show you I'm not pulling your leg. Really, it really does happen. Now, there's a place down the west coast of the South Island, which is the middle one, called Hokitika. Now, down there, you're familiar with kids wandering around at festivals with candy floss and hot dogs, stuff like that, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, not there. You're more likely to see a kid wandering around with a deep-fried locust on a stick.
Oh, slimy yet satisfying, right?
Yeah, you know, it's something really you got to get your mind around sometimes. But believe me, it's the Wild Foods Festival they have down there. We'd love to take you down there and show you around. Believe me,
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
I've approached the management down there over a good 20-odd years now. Every year I say to them, you know, where's the tent where you dip women in chocolate?
Yeah.
That would be a winner for me, literally. Absolutely would. Yeah, just eat all day, really, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would. I'm just worried about which party would start at first. Now, down a little bit further down the South Island, we have a place called Queenstown. Now, this is a boutique kind of city town, if you know what I mean. It's not quite a city, but it's trying hard. It really, really is. But the importance of this place is, literally, it's the place where all the A-listers from around the world go and just get away from life. You know, get away from their friends, take their mates. You know what I'm saying? Now,
sorry, what was the last part again?
they get away from their friends and take their mates.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
Yep. Shania Twain actually owns property down there. Kevin Costner was down
no
there.
way.
Yeah, literally.
Funny.
Yeah, carry on.
I was gonna say, well, like, we're not far away from where she was born, so.
Yeah, I was going to mention that actually. But yes, she does. She owns a huge piece of land down there. Kevin Costner was down there not so long ago. Tom Cruise, Keanu Reeves, they all go there. They really, really do. You never know who you're going to bump into, actually. You know, it could be Beyonce, for instance, was there not too long ago as well. But you don't want to bump into me. And I'll tell you why. I'll throw you off a bridge.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it is actually. It's called bungee jumping.
Bungee jumping?
Yeah. AJ Hackett is a good friend of mine and down there, and believe me, we get into a bit of trouble. We do. But, you know, you're not Australian, so we'll attach the bungee, right?
Oh, well, I hope so.
Yeah, we will do that. Besides, we want to go there and do some shows only because we like their money, right?
Of course.
Yeah, it's the best part about them.
Mainly because we like to play music.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, there you go. And we don't have to give them earphones or anything to be able to understand you. Now, the thing is, have you ever heard of a Zorb?
A Zor?
Zorb. Z-O-R-B.
No.
Okay, alcohol. Now, usually, now I'm going to recommend alcohol for the hoo-hoo grub. Not so much for the bungee jumping. Well, I tell you what, you might you've heard of white worm, right? Where you drink the tequila, got the white worm at the bottom?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, well, the hoo-hoo grub is nothing like that. You need alcohol beforehand, you really, really will, because you got to get your mind around it. And really, you got to think about the mentality of the guy handing you a bowl of these white wiggly things expecting you to eat one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, don't worry about the mentality of the guy handing you the bowl. That'll be me.
Okay.
Okay, no mentality there at all. Don't worry about it. You're fine. But alcohol before, maybe during, even, and after consuming a hoo-hoo grub. Now, the Zorb, well, you know, this is a whole different deal. Again, literally, you're going to need a lot of alcohol before you get in because it's a big, round, clear plastic ball and we'll roll you down a hill.
Wow.
Now, why I recommend...
You sound crazy.
Yeah, now, why I recommend... I'll make sure you get the videos, but why I recommend alcohol is, well, we'll put some runners in front of you, and when you go over top of them, the looks on their faces is priceless. It is.
I can imagine.
You know, and believe me, I bet you once you've done it once, you want to do it again and again. I always do. I really do. I love doing that. I really do. Me and my mankini.
Yeah, I can't wait to try that.
Yeah,
that sounds incredible.
Okay, what, the Zorb or my mankini?
All of it. It's fun. I'm kind of like the way I live my life is just to try everything at least once. So.
I like this. Can you order a mankini for the man, please? Make sure the logo's in the right place this time. Thank you.
What colour?
What colour mankini do you like?
Sorry?
What colour mankini do you like?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Mine's sort of a fluoro orangey colour.
I'd say red.
Red? Red.
Yeah.
He's boring. He doesn't like fluoro colours. Okay, red. Okay, we'll make sure you have one for exactly the Zorb deal. Literally, we'll even let you take it home after you've used it. I don't think we'll be able to sell that afterwards. Yeah, just make sure the logo is in the right place this time. Thank you. Believe me, we had some with bad logos. Really were. You really had to get up close to be able to read them. You did. You really did. Now, are you familiar with Lord of the Rings?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, well, about an hour and a half from where we are right now is the original set of Hobbiton, Middle Earth. You know what
Nice.
I mean? The party trees, the hobbit holes, all of that sort of thing. Now, we'll take you in and show you around. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to get back in. The security guards remember me from the last time. You see, I'm all about shenanigans, you know what I mean? What I can suggest is if you are coming to New Zealand and you're going to meet up with me, bring a little bail money.
A little bail money.
Just as a little security thing, you know what I mean? You might need it.
What? How much is a little? Because I'm a musician.
I don't know. They're all saying there's been different... Depends on what the charge is going to be at the time, I think.
I'll just sell my guitar. It's fine.
Yeah, right. We can't have you selling your guitar. Literally, we need you to be able to play that thing.
Give a little page.
Oh, we'll set up give a little page?
Yes.
Okay, there's a good idea. You know, bail out Ted Kim because dear father needs to get out of jail. I get it. Nobody sets up give a little page for me, that's for sure. But I tell you what, absolutely stunning. Now, do you drink wine or do you prefer something like a beer or a maybe a hot stuff?
I like it all.
Yes,
except for
so do
tequila.
I. Oh, okay, except for tequila, yeah. Yeah, so do I. I got to be honest with you, I'm a bit of partial to, well, if it's free, I'll drink it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, wine, whiskey, beer.
Okay.
Gin.
Well, I got to be honest with you, I actually got some moonshine sent to me today.
Oh, nice.
Coming out of the North Carolinas, I think the Appalachians, something like that. Traditionally out of the mountains. But, you know, the lady that received it this morning, she goes, I think Customs had a look at this box. It was destroyed pretty much. And I think it was the moonshine that sort of switched them on to wanting to find out what's inside this box, you know? Because
oh, for sure.
we get a lot of people that send us their merchandise wanting us, while we're doing the interviews, subliminally, would you believe, people actually, while they're watching this and later on down the track, go and find out who the particular brand is or who the artist is at the time. Today I'm wearing Manicabo, and he's he used to be a finalist at The Voice. He almost won it.
Oh, no way. Oh, cool.
Very talented man is Manny, and a very close friend of ours as well. Manny, I got your package just the other day. Absolute honour to be able to put your brand on and talk to dear father. By the way, dear father, if you've got any merchandise that you would like to be able to do something similar, please talk to Barbara. We would love to be able to get your brand out there as well, literally. And you never know. You know, I wonder why people would actually look at my shirt. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it maybe it's the way I'm gesturing. You never know. But check out Manny Cabot. But he's a good mate. But at the same time, my friend, I would be very, very honoured to be able to continue to promote Dear Father here at Galaxy. And I have a couple of ideas that maybe you'd be able to work with me about. But yes, if you've got a t-shirt, anything like that, we would love to be able to do exactly this. Other than that, maybe if you've got a couple of CDs or something, we could do a giveaway. What do you reckon?
Yeah, for sure.
Love it.
That sounds great. Yeah.
Love it, love it, love it. And I tell you what, Sonny Rose is sending over a few CDs that we're going to be giving away for the Artists in Isolation as well. I will make sure that each and every person that's listening to us knows you're on that CD, okay?
Oh, thank you.
And he is, Artists in Isolation, Dear Father. When you buy the album at $9.99 Canadian money, go and check it out. Absolutely 9 wonderful artists. Dear Father's one of them. And, you know, I've interviewed almost, I think, everybody off that first album. You're unfortunately the last one to be able to interview, but we saved the best for last, don't we?
Thank you.
Now, having said that, I've been told I've got to move on. I found you. Well, me personally, I didn't find you, but we managed to cross roads. But this is one of your best tracks. Literally, we've had a few people requesting this song. In fact, we've had over 900 people request I Found You. And these are
no way. Wow.
These are stacked up basically on how the requests have come in, if you know what I mean. We got Frankenstein and Haunt Me next, but about 937 have been told requests since we've been playing I Found You. So, tell me something about the song itself. Where did it come from? Where did the lyrics come from?
That song I wrote about, it's kind of like in as like a point of view of another one of my friends, and being in a relationship or like a marriage has been like his life goal, and I kind of I wrote it about that because like when he finally found his wife, he was married before actually, because he wanted it so bad, but he, I just wrote it about him, and it was kind of like, because he tried so hard to just kind of be a good guy and to make everything work, but it doesn't always work like that. So, yeah.
Believe me, my friend, it struck a number of I want to be married too, if you know what I mean, over the years. Never worked out at all. So, right here at Galaxy 107 FM, joined live by Dear Father. Of course, we're talking about Ted Kim. Yes, I Found You. How you feeling, Ted? You okay?
Oh yeah, I'm doing great. Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. You don't need that drink yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Is it raining outside?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, it has been for like
Wow.
an hour.
I didn't expect that one. It's persisting down here. We have a bet, Barbara and I, on the breakfast show every morning to see who's going to get the weather today. Are we going to get it right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for a long while there, I literally had a phone number connected to Mother Nature, and now she's just not answering my calls. But the weatherman this morning said 15 degrees. I think he's going to be the closest.
He is.
I really do. I said 18 degrees. Barbara said 20. She says she's going to stay with 20 all week. Yeah, that's not going to happen. It's not.
No.
Not with Will.
We're about 25 right now.
Okay.
Why is it so? Oh, I guess it's winter for you guys, isn't it?
Yes.
It is.
We
But
don't get
Yeah.
snow.
Oh, that's why it's so cold there.
yeah, but unseasonably it hasn't been. It's been in the 20s into 24s. That's not
Jeez.
winter. And that was just 2 days ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, I understand the snow that Canada gets, right? I really do. 50 below in some places over the last winter. I mean, we do a thing with the OPP. They give us road conditions to be able to send out while we're doing these shows for the Canadian truckers and everybody that's tuned in, going up through some of those major arteries. And we also do it with the mounted police as well. They get in touch with us and through BC and places like that, let us know about some of those treacherous roads and the conditions on it. Strangely enough, one of the OPP officers rang us here in New Zealand a couple of years ago because there was a truckie that had an accident and he was tuned into us. And she thought, well, if there's more truckies, and she was a sergeant in the OPP at the time, she thought, if there's one truckie, there's more truckies listening. Can they help us tell these truckies what the conditions are? You know what I mean? So we've been doing that service for the OPP and the Mounties for a couple of years now.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Oh, no, we love our Canadians, and, literally, it would be remiss of us not to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It really would.
I mean, just helping people be safe, right? So.
Exactly. We do it for New Zealanders. We get snow down the bottom of the South Island. They can have that stuff, but nothing like what you guys get.
No.
No.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy up here.
Well, I tell you what, if it was 0 degrees the other day, we all bitched. Why is it so cold? You know what I mean?
On Canada Day, I think it was like 10 degrees or 12 degrees. Like, it was pretty cold for us for the summer, and everybody was complaining. So.
Look, I've talked to some of you artists in Canada there, and they're going, have a look outside, it's 50 below right now. I'm going, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Why would you be there? Why would you do it? Let's go back to the desk. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy, well done. And joined live by dear father. And yeah, sorry, I just had a voice in my head give me a little funny, and thought it was rather humorous at the time too. Very well done. Now, joined live by dear father. Took my mind off what I was, one of the first times. I do have staff, and they, all the time while I'm doing these interviews, Ted, they try and put me off as much as possible, you know what I mean? Thanks. It's scary. But it's a little game that we play here, literally, because they all seem to think that I can do my job and see if we can trip them up. Whereas I'm sitting there thinking, what if I don't do my job and I allow them to disturb me? So sometimes they win. They get in there very, very quietly, you know what I mean? And one of them gave me a very quick yarn about what a redneck Kiwi woman, well, you know, what does a redneck Kiwi woman think about their man? She's always thinking what he's thinking. Think about that. Think about that. What does a redneck Kiwi male do? Well, he doesn't think.
That's funny.
But it's true. It's very true. I've got to be honest with you. It is 5 away from 12 o'clock, 10 degrees downtown, heading for that high today, 15 degrees. So the weatherman says, bit of rain outside. That wasn't in the mix. It really wasn't. My prediction today, 18 degrees. I don't think it's going to get there, actually. Tuesday, August the 11th, joined live by Ted Kim himself, hailed out of, Germany. Now, do you remember much about Germany yourself?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've been back quite a few times.
Okay. Was it a culture shock?
Yeah.
When you made the transition, was it a culture shock?
From Germany to Canada?
Yeah.
For sure a little bit. But for the most part, actually, it's socially, I find Canada pretty similar, but I guess the way that schooling was done was totally different. 'Cause
Right.
school's definitely a lot more strict in Germany, whereas in Canada it's pretty very chill.
I get it. And in fact, here's a good segue, actually. It's something, have you ever tried vegan sausages?
I've actually been mostly eating vegan lately.
Okay, are they made of real vegans?
Yeah. Pardon me?
Are they made of real vegans?
The vegan sausages are totally made out of real vegans. Yes.
They are.
All the time.
Nice. Well, you got to wonder about Girl Guide biscuits now, don't you? Irish coffee. What do they put in an Irish coffee now? Oh my goodness.
Irish people.
Yeah, we see what I mean. You know, baby oil. Oh my God. Yeah.
That's messed up.
Yeah, it is. You get right down into the psychology of that. You know, wow. Yeah, my goodness. Having said that, right now we employ our politicians to be able to do a job. That is basically make the decisions for us here as civilians. You know what I mean? It happens all around the world. But then from time to time, the politicians, and I don't know why we're paying them for this one, as we seem to have an election coming up in the next couple of months, have decided that they're going to come out with a referendum.
20 weeks.
Sorry?
20 weeks.
20 weeks. Only 20 weeks away. It's going to be a cat fight, it really is, because the new opposition leader, Judith Collins, Crusher Collins, she said, you know, she's going to get the claws out, you know, and our Prime Minister, which we love, Jacinda Ardern, of course, being a female, this is going to be an interesting election term. It really, really is. I'm going to enjoy this one. Wouldn't mind seeing them with the gloves on in a UFC ring, you know what I mean? That would be fun.
Of course, yeah.
That would be fun. I would love to see that. There would be broken nails and eyelashes everywhere, really. But one of the things that have come out in this referendum now, it right now, believe me, there's a lot of disinformation. There's a lot of people on some side saying this is wrong. You know, you shouldn't be doing that. Blah 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 blah. Then there's the other side, of course. You know, all in favour of it. Everything like that. I look at it for the medical purposes, but should New Zealand consider legalising marijuana?
I don't know. I actually don't know enough about New Zealand politics in order to answer that question properly.
Well, you're sitting in a country right now that has legalised the product, and let's call it a product.
Yeah.
How did that affect the economy where you are? Did it boost it in any way? Did it help the economy? Did it help the people who needed it, namely the ill as a medicine?
I would say it's really good because it really kind of overnight, not like decriminalized, but it became like instantly acceptable. So I think that's a good thing and a bad thing because a lot of people who necessarily may or may not or should not be smoking weed are now more inclined to try it because they're definitely I think I don't know, like it's definitely not for everybody, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
It's a hard.
Yeah, I get what
It's
you're
a hard
saying.
question to answer.
It really is, and I'm sorry for putting that one against you because believe me, I understand. I'm more in favour if it's for medical reasons, not for
sure.
You know, for the young fellas to go down the road and instead of going to the pub, they're going to go and buy themselves some gear. You know what I mean? I'm not in favour of that at all. But for medical reasons, I really, really, if it helps, then why not do it?
I agree. But is it not already decriminalized and used for medicinal purposes in New Zealand?
No, that's what the referendum is for, is to make that
Oh.
decision for the powers that be, to make, to get them over that hump. Right now, it's,
Yeah.
everybody's looking at it as a gateway drug. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
And it's, the wrong information. And it always has been for many, many years right now. It's never been a gateway drug, let's be honest. But
I mean, alcohol, in case alcohol is a gateway drug. Too.
it totally is.
Sure.
And you know something? More deaths with alcohol ever than has been with marijuana. I got to be honest with you there. It's caused so many
I
breakups.
agree with that.
So much problems with alcohol. You know what I mean? But having said that, I don't mind a tipple every now and again myself. So, but within moderation. And I got to be honest with you, I leave my keys at home when I go out drinking. I really do. I don't get anywhere near a car. Only because I respect everybody else on the road. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, as I said to you before, people don't like going sideways. Don't know why.
No.
Don't know why. But I do. The other difficult question I have to ask you, and this is rather, well, it's kind of in that bracket that it really makes people uneasy to ask the question. I've got to be honest with you, but the other referendum is the euthanasia bill. Do you think we should legalise euthanasia here in New Zealand? Because, and believe me, I have my opinions, but I'm always interested in somebody else's opinion on this number.
Like euthanasia on what circumstances?
Well, if I kind of feel that, if you're at a terminal point in your life, now, if you're within the capabilities of, asking for it and it is warranted and its merits, I think that's a good thing. I mean, let's be honest. We put our animals down when they've come to that age. You know what I mean? We try and be as humane as possible to everybody, but ourselves. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I
agree with that statement. I think I don't know. I think that there's a lot of growing that we as a society have to do before something like that can work, I think, and there would have to be like really severe circumstances, but
yeah, as I said to you, Ted, it's got to merit it's got to warrant it. It really has to be.
Yeah.
All the boxes have got to be ticked, not just the kids wanting grandma's money.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Once again, I don't know. I really hope nobody takes my answers really serious because, once again, I don't know much about New Zealand politics and.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm in big favour of it. I got to be honest with you, simply because it's the humane thing to do. Then do it, literally. If the person is asking for it and in the right conditions, do it. Literally, make it legal. Help this person out. Stop keeping them in pain for no reason other than I don't want grandma to leave because I love her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing. I really do. So I support this. I really do. And I thank you. I thank you for your answers. I really, really do. Me personally, I want to pass away like my grandfather, in his sleep. Unlike the passengers in his car screaming at the time. That's kind of morbid, though. It's kind of morbid. There's one you can keep. Try that one out on your friend.
I thought you were going to be sincere, and then...
Nah, come on. I'm a Kiwi. No way. You can try that one out on Albert later.
Yeah, well, I will.
Yep. And if you don't remember it, look tomorrow on the video that we'll send you and refresh your memory. Now, tell me a little bit about Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. I wrote that when I moved to Toronto, because at that point I was pretty sick and tired of Vancouver and the music scene in Vancouver at that point too, and I don't know. I felt like I had to get out of there and move somewhere else. And when I moved to Toronto, Though I had a lot of doubt, like I felt like I was really in the right place, and so yeah, it's kind of the overall feeling of that song.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, you do realise Frankenstein was a little queer.
Sorry?
Frankenstein, he was a little queer.
Oh.
He was. He wore his nuts in his neck. He did.
That's Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, well, you know, where do you get one from another? You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, joined by Ted Kim, Dear Father, and Frankenstein.
My heart is growing.
Excuse me a minute, Ted, I'm an asthmatic, so I apologise. No, I apologise, my bro. I really do. How you feeling? You alright?
Yeah. I do have to go to the washroom at some point.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. We've got one more song to go, which is Haunt Me. Can you hold on for that long?
Of course.
Okay, alright. I appreciate it. If not, I recommend a spare bottle if you got one floating around.
Don't talk about some.
Well, they make
We're not
good,
quite there.
yeah. Hey, look, they make a good hot water bottle in the winter time, apparently. Anybody that's gone camping in the winter, you'll know what a value of a good hot water bottle is. Yeah, he's so polite. He's going, what's this dickhead on the other end looking at, talking to me about? Tell you what. I got this sent to me this morning, bro.
What's that? Was that the moonshine?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's sent.
That's
sent.
a really nice bottle.
It's absolutely stunning. The lady that sent it to me, 8 times Juno award winner. Josie award winner. Sorry.
Oh, whoa.
And
That's so good.
yeah, she's the queen of Galaxy's country music here at Galaxy. She really is. And she sent me a T-shirt and bits and pieces. But we spoke a number of times about alcohol, and she wrote a song for Popcorn Sutton. Well, actually, commissioned by Popcorn Sutton's wife. And do you know much about the moonshine deal?
No.
No? Okay, well, do you ever watch moonshiners on the internet, on TV?
No, I've never heard of it.
I recommend it. Go and have a look on the internet, see if you can find the program Moonshiners. Now, a number of those guys are actually friends of ours here at Galaxy, including Josh Owens and...
Oh, no way.
Yeah, we've interviewed a couple of them and got to know them very well. Well, Michelle, she lives in that kind of area, you know what I mean? But she's in the North Carolinas, not in the South, where I was at one stage. And we spoke many times about moonshine, and well, this is what she sent me, and it's... I can understand why Customs ripped the hell out of the box now, I really can. They wanted my moonshine.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It really is, so I'm going to give it a test later. Apparently the Queen's requesting that she wants to see my face when I try it, so okay. I'm not allowed to do it while I'm working.
Either really good or really bad.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to do it while I'm working though.
Sounds terrible.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Did that work for you?
Yeah, I don't know if we can hear him.
You don't know whether you... Can you say something just very, very quickly?
Me?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
no,
cool.
it's okay.
Oh.
You know,
Sound check.
Barbara was getting a bit of feedback on one of the speakers we have here, so she asked me if I could take those out.
Yeah.
But the other speakers are perfectly fine. They can hear you. I get that from time to time. You know, engineers talking, they're all doing different bits and pieces. We have a few people here. It's not just really you and me, but there is a few people in here making it work, if you know what I mean. And sometimes you got to follow what their instructions are. And, well, I had to turn down some speakers. Okay, thank you. Did that. And we safely got around by keeping your voice going, which is really, really cool. We'd be able to hear you better. Now, having said that, man, we were just talking about moonshine, actually. We really, really were. I was explaining Michelle Lee. She is the queen of country rock here at Galaxy. She really, really is. 8-time Josie Award winner. I think she's going to be a 9-time award winner. She's hooked up with another friend of ours called D-Rock and produced a song. They're going to be performing that as a duet at the next Josie Awards. And believe me, I'd love to be at Bollywood this time around just to be able to watch that one alone. But have you considered maybe getting yourself an invite to the Josie Awards at any stage in the near future?
Oh, I have not considered that. I guess mainly because I feel like I'm not quite there yet.
Right, I get it, I understand. Well, I feel it's going to happen in no time at all. I can actually see you at some stage paying a visit down to Nashville and around that area. I really, really can. Yeah. Making a few recordings down there. And I do have a few friends down that way that we not only can put you on television, but if you've got videos, stuff like that, we can get those out into the appropriate places as well. So believe me, I can see you actually doing it. And, you know, for no other reason, maybe just to go and see the Grand Ole Opry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that legendary venue.
Exactly. Actually, I've been there. Yeah. I have. And been backstage and everything. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, I know that you're rather urgent right now, so let's move on very, very quickly. And, dear Father, tell me about Haunt Me, because believe me, we have played this. We haven't told anybody anything about it, just played it, just putting the toe in the water, if you know what I mean. But today we're going to release it to our audio audience. So tell me all about Haunt Me.
Haunt Me, I wrote about once again, really just kind of more about my insecurities. I also it's about so I got into a car accident a couple years ago, and I started to get really bad sleep paralysis after that for about a month, and then Haunt Me is basically about my experience with sleep paralysis, and yeah.
Okay, I get it. I really, really do. So, right here at Galaxy 107 FM live with dear Father Ted Kim and Haunt Me. We'll wrap it up after here, but don't go anywhere just yet. We've got a couple of very, very small things that we do. Keeping in mind that you need to go to the gents. I really am. So, okay. You know, I'm trying to get this through very, very quickly for you. But thank you for coming on, my friend. It's been an absolute pleasure meeting you.
Thank you so much for having me on and for taking the time to do this. I really appreciate it.
We love your work. We really, really do. All of us here, we think that you're going to go somewhere. We like, as you know, that we're a little ahead in time from where you are. In fact, we're almost tomorrow, aren't we? Are you still Monday over there?
It's still Monday.
Yeah, we're Tuesday over here, so we're a little ahead of time. So we like to call ourselves, you know, ahead of the game by playing tomorrow's music today.
I like that. That's
nice. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Song title?
It is. It could be a song title, actually. Stop putting suggestions in the man's mind. Tomorrow's music today. That's what
might just happen.
Well, hey.
Oh, train.
Did you just get horny on me?
I did. I did.
Tuck that away. Tuck that away. Stop skiting you. Means a skite. Did you hear that? Dear. Obviously, you're next to a train track or something.
It's across the street.
Interesting.
The girls here, they're fascinated of where you are, actually. Anything that you're doing right now.
Yeah, I'm trying
You've
to
got a
read,
couple of followers here just glued to the screens.
I'm trying to read the name of the company on the building behind. I'm going to
Oh, okay.
research
Yeah.
them.
Barbara's trying to read the name of the company behind you.
Hortons? Or
Is it Hortons?
Oh, that's it's a Tim Hortons.
Yes,
It's Tim
coffee
Hortons.
shop.
Yeah, it is.
It's a famous coffee shop.
Oh
Yeah.
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 Yeah, famous coffee. Love their
Yeah.
coffee.
420 goes there all the
Yeah.
time.
Although I know New Zealand is way better at coffee than what we are.
Oh, that's good.
Well, I got to be honest
We'll
with
take that one.
you. My favourite coffee, and I like exotic coffees, is one that's been passed through the bells of a cat.
I've never tried that yet.
Oh, that's why you drink it
And
cold.
is it good?
Yes.
Is it?
Cold coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely it is. I recommend it. Try it at least once.
Yeah, I will.
I do. Let's go back to the desk. We'll wrap it up here. Don't go anywhere just yet, okay?
Yeah, of course.
Nice. That's right. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 18 after 12 o'clock. It is, well, we're going to call it 11 degrees, 10.6, 11 degrees. It feels warmer that way. It really does. Close into the weatherman, though, got to be honest. And, well, I don't think that I'm going to get my 18 degrees today. Bad it happens, right? Tuesday, August the 11th, and we've been talking live to dear Father Ted Kim. Well, you know, I've got written here, Chilliwack. But really, he's in his mobile office right now. Even has a driver called Albert. Yeah, have to pay him in Tim Hortons. We might have to keep him on. Just give him a Tim Hortons every now and again. Much like Starbucks, really, really is. So, Ted, it has been an absolute pleasure meeting you. Now, I've just got one other question to ask you is, while this, and it is a surreal time with the COVID virus thing going on, are you writing new music? Are you recording new stuff? Will you come back again and will you share that new stuff with us?
Of course. Yeah. So I've been writing my next record pretty much since COVID started. I've got like 7 songs done writing. I'm trying to get a grant right now. From organization run by the I'm trying to get you by an organization run by the Canadian government called Factor for my next record. So hopefully I can record it in March or early April 2021, and then hopefully that will be out by the end of 2021.
Nice, because we would love to be able to do this again, if you know what I mean. Maybe next time, not in the mobile office, but maybe somewhere, you know, a little more. Anyway, but we would love to be able to play and release new music coming from dear Father. And please keep us in mind when you are releasing new music. We would love to be able to do this again. But yet again, I understand if you don't want to do it. You know, sort of a bit of sadomasochism coming back again and doing it all over again. But next time you might actually have a stiff drink in your hand to be able to see you through it.
Hopefully.
I understand why you stayed at Tim Hortons now. I really do. I get it. I do. So, Ted Kim, dear Father, thank you very much for joining us here at Galaxy 107 FM. It has been an absolute pleasure meeting you. Looking forward to meeting up with you again in the near future. But at the same time, next time you run into Sonny Rosa, give him a poke in the eye for me, won't you?
I will, definitely, yeah.
Excellent. That's a man.
Yeah.
You know, that's a man.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me on. And thank you for everybody listening.
Believe me, it's an absolute pleasure, Ted. It really, really is. And one last thing about Sonny Rosa, that man showed me his growler.
He showed you his what?
Growler.
I'm sorry?
His growler. Don't you know what a growler
Oh,
is?
his growler. Oh, his growler.
Yeah, you know,
Sorry.
us Kiwis, we call a growler something different.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, believe me, I'll tell you about that one off air because believe me, I'm too much of a gentleman to say it. But right here at Galaxy 107 FM, I got to thank dear Father for joining us. Going to head you over to Studio B right now. Have a very happy and successful day. Happy radio, everyone.